Okay.
lower the hell out of your video bitrate because you're probably just like showing one image anyway, right?
A video bitrate is at 800. What is the lowest it can go?
Well,
Like
that depends on your internet connection, but 800 doesn't sound bad at all.
audio
I think
bitrate
it should
is
be fine.
160,
Yeah, that sounds fine.
and 800 is that low enough, or should I lower it? Can I put it up to like 2?
No, 800 is pretty modest. I think you can keep it there unless
Okay.
your internet's real bad.
I don't know. It kind of depends. Let's see if we can go live. Are we live?
Let's give it a shot.
Stream health is at red right now, so that's
Oh no. Where is Can you give me a link to your YouTube?
yeah. 1 sec. I'm copying it. I'll paste it in the chat right here. Yeah, gonna show off the the businessboys.tk website, which now also has NetBeef. Like, well, I couldn't get it embedded because WordPress has an issue where if you try to embed an iframe, it automatically changes it to code that doesn't work. So what I did was I just took an image and made an image that links to NetBeef. So it's going to be outdated as people update it. So there is that.
I've never used WordPress. I actually just recently tried like hosting. I hosted a shitty sites, a Google Sites thing.
Yeah, Google Sites is like
Really limited.
yeah. That was the first our first attempt at making the Business Boys websites was using a Google Sites webpage, and then we decided. Well, I decided like, hey, let me try out WordPress, and then, we found out that like you can get like a free sketchy domain if you get it from like a .tk or .ml. So that's what most scammers use. So we're just like, all right, let's just use this, and
You got there. You got
The
a
best
country
way
box?
to go. Yeah, Divi, Divi.
what about it?
It's like the best WordPress site designer.
Oh, I'm using WordPress.com. I have like a free site.
Oh, okay.
Not the .org. .org is it's free, but then you have to pay for web hosting, basically.
I'd probably just be an asshole and be like, I'm gonna do all the HTML myself, bitch, and have a website that looks like it was from the '90s with tables.
Yeah, but the issue is the hosting, not the web design. That was the thing. Or I guess you could just host it from your computer, and then like that website's just only accessible when your computer is on and connected to the internet.
You could do that. Maybe a little bit complicated.
Mhm.
Hey, are you still getting shitty like red bars on OBS?
No, I'm getting that on YouTube.
Oh, I don't know. It looks like on YouTube.
No, it's not red anymore. It's orange. So that just means it means that it's moderately shitty, not complete shit.
Well, what are you displaying on screen here?
Just the logo.
It's just one image, right?
Yeah, and it's at a lower resolution too at this point.
I might be talking out of my ass here, but I think that if you're going for a lower bitrate and your CPU is trying to compress it, that might also contribute to the to it.
Mm-hmm.
It like how hard is your CPU working? Can you check that?
Yeah, I can check that right now. My CPU is an i5. It's like a new generation i5, so it shouldn't be
It's
working
not a horrible
too hard.
processor at all by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, it's going between 40 and 90%.
And it's from OBS.
I don't know. Let me see if the load is from OBS. No, it seems like it's OBS is using up like maybe like 8%, 5%. It's like tied with maybe Steam I have running in the background. I was gonna. I don't know.
Well,
if that's
let me see how we sound on the stream. Just give me a second.
Yeah, watch it clear on the stream and it's not picking up the audio. It turned green for a bit.
I mean, it seems like it's working fine. I guess you're good, but this is a weird issue. I kind of feel like I have my IT instincts make me want to troubleshoot this further because it seems like there's a fixable solution to this.
Yeah. So I emailed Nick Ricada, and he didn't email me back. So I guess
Which
we'll just
probably
have to.
means that I'm sure that he saw your name and he just rejected your email.
He saw, no, I emailed him. I didn't use Tentacle Prince. I used Business Boys.
Well, he definitely did then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Nick Rakita at this point gets a shit ton of emails because he's not like a small guy anymore.
Yeah,
Really crazy to see how he exploded.
it is. But
Yeah.
interestingly enough, like Dick, who is a lot bigger than a lot of these other YouTubers, is usually very fast in responding to emails. So there's
Yeah,
that.
he is, but I don't know what his job was before doing this, but I think he just has quite a bit of free time when he's not doing the show, or if he's not preparing for the show.
I think he's like
Um,
a VP of a company. I think he still is. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, SEO.
Yeah,
I mean,
the one that he used
responded
to the one that
to
he used to torpedo Maddox and steal his fans that Maddox had rightfully owned. You know, because you can own people.
yeah, trademarked.
Yeah.
You got a stamp every time that you become a Maddox fan. You got a stamp on your head
Yeah.
that says "I hate kids."
So yeah, we can talk about these things here. So there was a little boy who I was on a cruise one time a long time ago, and there was this boy who
A business boy.
no, he was a little kid, and he was basically just asking everybody if they were Amish, right? So like, you know, I was talking to some people. There was this one guy who was from college. I was in high school at the time, and he's saying like, yeah, I go to school in an area where there are a lot of Amish people, but I'm not Amish myself. And the little boy's like, "Are you Amish?" And then he's like, "No, I just said I'm not Amish." And then this black lady is coming along, and she's about to enter a room because we were like in the hallway area. And if you've never been on one of these cruises, it's basically like a hotel, but a boat. So she's walking to her room, and she's going to go into her
Yeah.
room, and then the little boy asks her, "It's like, are you Amish?" And the lady's like, "Oh no, I'm far from it." And then everybody was like, "Oh, okay." And then like I don't know, he basically is just asking everybody if they're Amish.
How old was this kid? Like 8 or what?
Yeah, he was like 7 or 8. So you know, there's one of those. Like I guess it was like if you were a Maddox fan, that would be like one of the people that you would have to not like because he's a kid.
Yeah, he doesn't
Oh
like
yeah,
kids
yeah,
much.
you're right about that.
Yeah.
But to
So
be fair, I don't like kids that much either.
well,
Well, neither do I. I have a hard time liking my own nephews, but
oh,
you know, they'll grow out of it. They'll grow out of being a kid.
did you ever try to like make them into like similar to Dick's nephew? Like try to get them to be more like that?
Mm.
There's well, in my situation, one of them is too young, and the other situation is one of them is too fucked up by his life experiences.
Like you can't
I
get
have
them a
no control
violin?
over. No, he's not going to be playing a violin. You'll like, you'll go up to him and say, "Hey, do you want to learn the violin?" And he'll say, "Yeah, that sounds like fun. Please play the violin for me." Is that how it works?
No, you
Like he
give him the
just
violin and let him make a lot of noise, and
no,
that's
he won't do that. He'll go, "Here, you take the violin and you do it."
uh,
And
uh
That's a future manager.
yeah, that's how it is with him. Like he's not my son, and if he was, I'd probably
uh,
I don't know. I'd have a heavy-handed approach to his learning, but you know, what am I to do? It's not my kid.
okay. So yeah, that was the second topic, I guess. Well, actually, no, it wasn't. Um, I was going to ask Nick what is this deal with this epidemic of the Minecraft suicides, where it's becoming
What?
it's becoming a real problem now. Like a lot of people are just committing suicide in Minecraft,
I've
and
committed suicide in Minecraft many times.
it's like it's really a like it's becoming an epidemic at this point. I think that like it's like if they made a remake of the movie Suicide Club and this it was set in Minecraft, and that's basically what's been going on
Wait, are you
recently.
Well, I know
talking
they have.
about like
I know they
in-game
have a game.
suicide?
What? They're talking about what?
In-game suicide.
In Minecraft, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know there's like an arena where the objective is to kill yourself as fast as possible.
Wait, so you think that they're actually they've engineered this like by design? This suicide epidemic in Minecraft? That's a little bit creepy. This is like a remake of Suicide Club, where like it turns out was it like babies who were behind it at all, like the whole time? Like is it like a baby cult?
Probably.
Because that was,
But I think it
I mean,
started
it's
as
a
like,
kind of a spoiler, but that's
Well,
who was behind it in Suicide Club. It was like a baby
well,
cult.
hold on a second. The Suicide Club was a real thing, was it? Was it not?
What, the movie? Like the
Was it like I don't remember if it was a movie, if it was like a weird thing that happened for like a couple days or
No,
what?
no, no. It was a movie where like it became a trend to kill yourself. Like that was like the new in thing to do. So like people were like just killing themselves, and
I guess I
then
have to watch that.
since everybody was like they wanted to be cool, like they would kill themselves, and then there was like a murderer who used the Suicide Club like culture to cover up the murders that he was doing. So there was a murderer who's like going around killing people, and then you find out that like there was this like weird like idol group that's performing and causing they have subliminal messages in their songs to convince people to kill themselves, right?
Oh my god, this sounds like a heavy movie.
Yeah, and then at the end of the
Sounds
movie,
like maybe a movie you wouldn't want to watch on a date.
uh, yeah, I'd watch it on a date just because like just because I have a funny story to tell on another date, which like would be more successful.
Well, if that works for you, let me know.
Wait, are you suggesting that I just actually try this? Like go
well,
on.
there's no like, there is no downside to me if you go and do this. It's purely like all the things that are bad that could happen are on you. So yes, please do it. I want to know what happens.
What bad
are
thing
you
could
talking
possibly
about
happen?
killing himself or watching the movie with a first date?
No, watching the
Maybe
movie on a
either.
first date.
You know,
Oh,
my
well, I watched,
morality is a little bit fluid.
Yeah, watching
I
the
watched
movie.
Bad Biology with my wife
I don't know
for our
what
first date.
bad biology is, but I'm saying like you could watch the movie on a first date, and then go on another first date with a different girl, and on that date tell her about how you saw Suicide Club as a first date with like a previous girl, and like and how that went, etc.
Well, obviously she's not going to know that it worked well because you're dating her.
Well, yeah. So you have something to talk about. You don't have to worry about like it's
Just
like
take all your dates to see it.
well, I mean, it's not in theaters like anymore, so you have to. I think you have to have like the DVD, or maybe you can torrent it or something.
Yeah, just set it up at home and then start like repeating the lines like you're obsessed.
I vaguely remember the lyrics to the song was like "Mail Me" because this is back when like people sent text messages on those phones with the number pads. Yeah, so there was that. Actually, this would probably be a pretty decent movie night to put up on Rabbit. It'll be
Yeah, I do want to see this.
yeah, except I don't know how to play torrented files on Rabbit yet. Like, do you have to torrent it in the VM that Rabbit gives you first and then watch it? Or can you upload?
I think it works. I don't think Rabbit works like that, and especially not anymore.
You
It
can't-
seems like Rabbit had much more free reign over just going onto the internet and doing whatever it wanted, and now it's really restricted to YouTube.
Oh, can you like not even stream like porn anymore? Like, is that like not?
We'll just upload it to YouTube.
I've never tried to stream porn on it, but
No, because I was
imagine now that you can't.
I was watching Mr. Bean with Nope, and there was a guy who joins, and he wanted us to put on hentai for some reason, but I'm not even sure if that was.
What was his name?
I don't remember. Like, it was like a random guy who joined.
Discord with parentheses.
What?
Discord with parentheses around him.
I don't remember. It
Oh,
it might have been, but it was a random guy who had joined the room because I had the room open for anyone to join.
Ark and Black.
That sounds familiar, but I don't know if that was him.
He's he posts a lot of like porn shit in the Dick Show.
Wait, yeah, but in Rabbit, would you get banned for showing that or no? Like, I don't know what the terms of service say about it.
Yeah,
Cause,
I'm not quite sure.
Hmm.
I've never tried it.
well, I know
But
that
couldn't you just upload it to YouTube like on a private video that only you had access to and then stream it that way?
Yeah. I think I might do that. So, here's the thing. Here was the what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So there was on I think /V they were streaming Artificial Academy on Twitch or whatever, and basically they would stream it and then they'd get banned because that violates the terms of service. I think they would do this both on Twitch and Hitbox. And then what would happen is like the account would get banned. Either someone else would have an account that they could upload or something. So they would continue the stream and try to see as like how far they could get in the game before it gets shut down by the service. So there was that. So I guess if you were to stream hentai on Rabbit, it may be a similar situation if they don't allow it. That like you could see how long you can get away with it before it bans you.
Well, and people can make bets. Could turn it into a sport.
That would be fun.
Yeah. It would be like that website Salty Bet, except instead it would be based on whether on how long it takes for you to get bans when you're streaming something you're not supposed to be streaming. That would be pretty interesting.
The most dangerous game.
Yeah. And then you get shut down. The incel revenue service comes in. And, they got those Spaz 12 Dragon Tail mod shotguns ready to fire non-lethal rounds at you. Yeah. I mean that's. I haven't actually done the measurements to see if those Bad Dragon dildos could fit inside the round shells. So that may not actually be a realistic approach. I think it might have to be some kind of thing where it's a baton attached to the Bad Dragon dildo.
Well, these are dragon dildos you're talking about. I imagine that they're gonna be kind of big.
Yeah, but they're non-lethal though. When you use them in the.
No, I mean I think you got the right idea, but you're gonna need a custom platform, or maybe one of the 40mm grenade launcher.
You mean just do they make an underbarrel for Spaz 12? Because the reason why we're using the Spaz 12
is because... You guys are getting into gun speak that I don't understand.
Well, the Spaz 12 is a shotgun that they had a mod for it where you could fire incendiary rounds, and they called it the Dragon's Breath. So, the Dragon's Tail is the mod where you can shoot non-lethal Bad Dragon dildos instead.
Well, I don't know. I don't think the idea is to obliterate a dick. I think you're supposed to.
Well, no, it's non-lethal. It's things to equip the Incel Revenue Service to do the thought audit when they have to raid the thoughts that aren't paying their taxes.
Yeah, because the problem is right now the thoughts they don't fear them.
Yeah.
They don't have teeth yet.
Yeah, they don't fear anything. I think.
Yeah, so so I was thinking we can build a prototype, maybe get one out to Hazen Cruz because he's in an argument with that one thought, who
Oh yeah, Lanarain.
No, Eevee, the freaking Pokemon. Does she do Pokemon themes?
Excuse me.
Eevee, in Hazen Cruz's server, the most recent argument he got into. Oh shit! It says
he gets into multiple arguments. I don't know about anyone named Eevee. As far as I know, Eevee is a Pokemon.
Eevee Frost at Eevee Frost replying to Hazen Cruz. I'll unblock you if you pay me $50 or something like that.
Oh my god! Let me look this up.
Get her payment info and then report her to the IRS.
Yeah, that's what I suggested. I was like, tell her that you will pay her $50 for a copy of her taxes and her income statement.
Who's this? Oh my god! Is this what she's doing? Oh no.
I don't know. That's pretty much what it is. Where's that Tase at?
So the Dragon's Tail
I'm trying to
will
evaluate the hotness factor, and
she has a.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Yeah, but the picture that she posted where she's doing the mirror pose, maybe it was the angle and the lighting or something. But see, this is the thing though. When it comes to we were talking about why people watch this, and I think that the only appeal is really that it's an amateur version of amateur porn. It's amateur, it's the next level of amateurness or amaturity. So.
Is it?
Yeah, because they're so amateur that they're not even doing real porn-ish thing.
I don't know. Some of this seems fine. Looks like a woman, but other parts of it are a bit confusing, I guess.
The next level is going to be girls that are so amateur they don't know they're doing porn.
You'll just be like, somebody's Instagram account will be like, wow, look at this porn person, and then they'll be the last person to know that their account is for porn, even though they've been taking selfies of them with their cleavage out and everything.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, because like the thing is, like when it comes to like the professional porn, it's like they have people figuring out like what is the best angles to film from, what is like the lighting that needs to be used, and stuff like that, right? That's it's not just like them on their bed or a couch with the what is it called, vibrator rigs to turn on when somebody gives them money or something like that.
Yeah, they don't really even need to be conscious for that.
We all know.
I think he's talking about cam horse sites.
Yeah. You know what? It would be more interesting if it was like if they had a bit more creativity with it. Like what if they were like tied up and had that? Then it looks like they're, you know, not really in control of the situation. I'm like, of course they have like someone there, but then again, it would be less amateurish if they had a second person there. You know what I mean? Who was like doing the camera work and all that.
Are you talking about like live cam stuff or what?
I think so. I think there was like a thread on 4chan where people were saying like, I think they were trying to figure out ways to pirate the videos, to get it recorded, and so that because some people were tipping them. I don't know who actually would tip them, because it seems like you have to pay like this weird fee to get like a currency, kind of like what Maddox was doing on his Madcast Media website, where you have to buy Mad Bucks. So the way it works
I love you comparing a porn site to
Madcast Media,
the Madcast Media network.
We should go on those sites and ask if they accept Mad Bucks.
Yo, we should. Wait, is Mad Bucks a crypto now, or is it like is it just like only like the, you know, website?
Maddox is not smart enough to start a crypto.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. I will go ask. I will start asking some cam girls if they accept Mad Bucks. If they say no, then I'll screenshot it, and then that'll be that. I don't really have anything else to do further than that.
Nothing.
In terms of what I'm gonna like say like, oh, do you accept Mad Bucks? They're probably gonna say no.
And like build a chicken coop or something. You could make a hydroponic setup. There's like lots of things that you can do.
You know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking about like making like an account at one of these cam-sites, but instead of camming myself, like I would basically just do let's plays of hentai games, and that basically
I would
like,
watch that.
Like, you know, like or maybe I will cam myself, but I'm not gonna be naked. It's just gonna be me on camera playing the porn game.
We don't want to see you naked.
No, I'm not gonna be naked. It's just gonna be me playing the game. I'm gonna be like, oh hey guys, how's it going? I'm PewDiePie. I'm the PewDiePie of this campsite. You know, playing the games that you can't play on YouTube / Twitch.
Okay, but here's how you make it interesting. You tell them that if they tip like $30, even though it's not showing it, you'll have to fap to completion.
I mean, like,
and so the game is like seeing how many times they can make you do that, and it becomes just torture after a while.
You see, that was what I was suggesting before. But like, if you have somebody on like who's like camming and they're like tied up and they've got the thing attached to them and like they can't really, you know, control it, or it looks like they can't control it. At least it's like a simulation of something like that. But it seems that they don't have setups like that. There's just like a setup like they're on their bed or something.
I think some of them do, but they don't take it a step further. They need to add like electrodes so that if you tip certain amounts, it'll shock them at different voltage levels. So they could be like in the middle of an orgasm and some jokester could tip the shock amount.
I realized that you guys were into this BDSM stuff.
Well, only when it comes to like campsites and ways to just mess with cameras.
I personally would love to see Jessica Negri tied up to like a bunch of high voltage
the thing is, she doesn't do like full nude shoots, but does she at least do like the, you know, wearing bikinis but like get tied up while wearing that stuff, or no? Does she not do that either?
I don't think she does anything tied up. It's just like, hey, it's me, Peach from Mario, except I'm wearing a pink bikini and I'm wearing a crown.
Does she like pretend to be stupid as well? Like, is that also part of her appeal? She just.
What do you mean pretend?
I think
she
all
just-
girls do.
She just pretends to be like an airhead or something. Like, I don't know. Some guys are like into that. I don't know.
No, I'm not into that at all.
Like even Coach. Remember, Coach was saying that's how he described the girl version of Sean when someone drew a female Sean. It's like, oh, when you see a girl with an expression like that, you're like jackpot. And I'm like, that's some...
I wouldn't call Sean an airheaded woman. If
No,
he would
the
be
girl version,
converted
The
into
gender
such.
swapped.
the Rule 63 version of Sean.
I think FaZe drew it, right?
FaZe drew one of them. I think someone else drew the other.
Nope drew the other.
Oh.
What was it? 63 something?
63 is when they gender swap a character.
Oh.
Yeah.
Uh.
The girl version of Dick
I don't
is
think I.
definitely not as hot as the girl version of Sean.
I would imagine a girl version of Sean being, intelligent and yet, maybe.
He'd be like a librarian,
attractive,
like an attractive librarian type character or office lady.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay. Yeah. So I was going
to.
to.
She takes her glasses off, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, you're fucking bomb.
I mean, some girls look good with the glasses, depending on the glasses that they wear. I was actually thinking about doing another stream with the dickheads being the XCOM soldiers, and since XCOM War of the Chosen's on sale, they have a mod where you can have Kiana from Honkai Impact as like one of your soldiers. So I was gonna like see if I can make that like Kiana from Honkai Impact, the first Valkyrie that you get. So I was thinking I could make that Kiana Magana, the lawyer, and then I would try to make that like the main character. It's like, okay, this is gonna be the main character of this run through. If Kiana dies, we got to restart the campaign. Which I'm not gonna play that on Impossible because fuck playing XCOM on Impossible.
I've actually never played that game, but I think I watched you. I remember you playing that playthrough where you were just naming people the same, whoever was in chat.
Yeah. Basically, I tried to make them look kind of like their avatar if they have an avatar, and otherwise, I just
You gave
kind
me
of
a sword, which I was really pissed off about because
no,
everyone else had guns.
when you're a rookie and you get promoted, unless you train them in the guerrilla tactics school, they get a random class. So you just happen to become the ranger. So you also have a gun too. You get a shotgun, or you could also have a submachine gun if you don't, or is it assault rifle?
What did you give me? What did I get?
Well, I just kept the shotgun because it does more damage if you're at close range.
That's the frontline character.
I guess that makes me
the one that dies.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, and then
Cannon
Steel.
fodder, asshole.
Well, yeah, like I don't know what Steel looks like because he doesn't have like I think his avatar is like his cat. So I just let him get randomly
Make
generated.
him a cat.
No,
Just
it was
make him a
randomly
cat.
generated.
You can't do that.
Like he turns out that Steel is black, so that's him.
Why is that a problem for you, or what?
No, I just didn't know that he was black because he's Canadian, and in Canada, people are always saying that Canada is a whiter country than America is, and I don't know how true that is because I went to Canada and I met some. I actually.
I don't know. I imagine Canada being pretty white.
No, I went to Pickering, Ontario, and I met this black family, and then these kids were telling me about how Nelson Mandela visited their school, and
Well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
so there's at
Isn't Nelson Mandela a terrorist?
It really depends on who you ask. I would say yeah,
Well, if you were to ask a recent New Zealand shooter,
he probably would say that. But if you ask my school teachers, then he's more of a first president of South Africa or something like that. So yeah,
I ask because that's one of the things he included in his manifesto. Apparently, he was viewed as a terrorist by the U.S. until 2008.
Okay.
Until
2008.
2008.
And then what happened next was he even like this guy's fine.
Yeah, apparently they're just like, well,
2000. When did the Mandela effect stuff start happening?
The first I remember was the Bernstein Bear thing.
The Bernstein Bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have not found Wang, who also allegedly lives in New York City. Like,
Well, I would imagine so because he and Asterios met up, and apparently they both live in New York.
Yeah, I saw the episode of the Asterios YouTube show where it's him and Sriracha and Asterios were there. They're talking about anime. I only saw like the first like 5 minutes. I've told this like on the past three
Waifu
episodes.
Wars?
Huh?
Waifu Wars?
Is that what it might have been? But it was. It's like three of them. They look like they're in a studio. They don't look like they're in an apartment or something. And then
Well, they probably dressed it up, but
Sirius is sitting there. He's wearing this brown shirt, and he's looking very, very tired. And he's saying, "I've been watching these anime for a while now, and I've come to the conclusion that all of it is a waste of time. Like, it's really just not worth watching. You guys got to find something better to do. It's not worth it at all." Like, and he looks extremely tired as he's saying this. And it's like, also, anime people are the worst people. Like, when you meet them, they
okay, I guess I have to watch the series now.
You just immediately
Asterios grill everyone.
He's just basically saying like when you meet them, they just immediately start telling you about their most disgusting fetishes, and it's just terrible. They'll tell you about like an anime they saw where like a girl's getting like a door opens and this monster comes out, and like he starts describing one of the OVAs of Bible Black, like but he describes it slightly inaccurately, and then Justin Wang jumps in and is like, no, actually it was blah blah blah. He corrects him on that scene, and then Justin Wang and Sriracha are both like animatedly talking about this hentai, and the Stereos just has this fuck my life expression on him.
The look of a defeated man.
Yeah, and I think it's just hilarious. Wait, isn't he dating Sriracha? So
Yeah,
he is. I think her knowledge of hentai is probably what fuels the relationship. I imagine that's how it works.
Yeah. So she and Justin were just talking about Bible Black and having a good time.
Bust out with an octopus or something.
Asterios is having a bad time. I wanna have Asterios here because I think that he could boost my views if I had him on. But I also feel that I could probably get him.
He could use your views.
No, I could use his views. I don't have any views that count.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I have people watching my thing through weird apps and proxies and stuff. So because they don't want to be tracked by
proxies.
Yeah, if you use NewPipe, I don't think it counts as a view on a stream and stuff like that.
I don't use any proxies, but I can't imagine somebody being like, "Ah, man, here comes Tentacle Prince's stream. I really need to make sure I use a proxy on this so no one can track me."
Well, it's not me that's doing the tracking. It's Google, YouTube. Also, they don't want to be on
Correct, but still, it's.
Well, to be fair, his name is Tentacle Prince.
Yeah, the lore behind that is that since I'm such a huge fan of Kurt Eichenwald, I'm I gotta have a username that's befitting of a Kurt Eichenwald fanboy, and that's where it comes from.
Who's Kurt Eichenwald?
Kurt Eichenwald was the guy who was trying to prove that that Tucker Carlson is a liar and that Donald Trump is insane. So he posted a screenshot of something, and then in the screenshot there was also a tab in the background of in the background page where you have multiple tabs open of I believe it was X Hentai, and it was a particular one.
Oh yeah, he had a porn thing up.
Yeah, and then he was on Twitter and people were saying what was yeah, you have porn open in the background, and he said that he and his sons were trying to look up tentacle
his
porn
whole family
to show to his wife to prove to her that tentacle porn existed, but sadly he wasn't able to find any. And
if you look at the tab, or people track down which one it was, and it had every tag imaginable except for tentacles, every depraved thing possible.
I think it had Shota in it, and it also
Pretty sure it had urination, I think.
Yeah, it was a lot of So I'm yeah, this is so since he's such a great guy, I'm going to go ahead and make my username a reference to him, and that'll be the backstory.
I think maybe you should have made it Tentacle Piss.
Tentacle Piss.
Yeah,
that kind of gives you an image of the tentacles just leaving a trail of piss as they snake across the. Kind of if you've ever had a pet rat, their tails would do that.
Oh no.
That's kind of gross.
It is gross. They're so cute and nice, but
I don't think I've
they-
ever had a rat.
yeah, they
Can
they
you tell
can't
the difference
control their
between a mouse and a
bladders.
rat?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
What's the difference?
rats are a lot
Mice
longer.
are cuter.
Mice are cuter?
Yeah.
Oh, how's that? How are they cuter?
They're just like rounder.
Yeah, they have much shorter bodies, kind of like a hamster, whereas a rat has like an elongated body.
Yeah.
Do you think you could train a hamster to fight a rat or a mouse or like something like?
I think they'll
Probably,
do
yeah.
it just by nature.
If you put them in the same cage and you're like, okay, here's one kibble of food. Which one of you is gonna
Because
get it?
I think in the
They might-
wilds, like guinea pigs and the hamsters and chinchillas can cohabit the same like burrow. I think.
Well, hamsters cohabit with each other, and they still
No,
eat
no,
each
no,
other.
no. Hamsters can't cohabit with other hamsters. They can cohabit with like other species, but like of non-hamster for some reason.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's how it goes. It's like if there's like a chinchilla in the same burrow, like they're not gonna care. But if there's like another hamster, then like that's fighting words right there. So yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a weird thing. I don't quite understand how that works. Yeah, man. It's got the jazz music playing in the background.
Who does?
I do for the stream, but it's not.
Oh, I
I
can't hear that.
haven't gotten the bot to play music in Discord yet. I should probably get that set up eventually. I
Sounds
got
like
all
it could
these
be
bots.
very relaxing.
I got all these bots in the chat, and none of them work. They're all lazy.
Yeah, technology is shit. So, we have strayed far from Minecraft suicide.
Oh, we never actually resolved that issue. We haven't solved the problem. have
Yeah,
we?
I like. What's the point of that? Like, I guess I just don't understand why that is a thing.
I think
Because
they
it was a
just
psyop.
got bored.
The Minecraft developers made it a psyop with that map that they built to subtly encourage people to kill themselves in
Which
Minecraft.
map are you talking about?
I don't know, the one where people kill themselves in Minecraft because it's like.
I think it's like a battle royale map.
But
where
Battle
you're
Royale
supposed
is about killing other people, not killing yourself. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I think they released that, and then some people played it, they got bored, and then they decided instead of being the last one standing, who can be the first one dead.
Interesting. What if they
So
started?
they like
What if
they
that
get
started
like a
happening
bow and shoot it up.
in all the other battle royale games though? Like, what if like in PUBG, like people just started killing themselves in PUBG?
Oh, I do that all the time.
Oh.
Yeah, like in Apex Legends, I'll jump out of the ship immediately, dive straight into the water, then ping my body for like 80 seconds to confuse the teammates.
Do you ever think that they're gonna make an actual Batum like game that you can play that's based on the game from the anime?
I haven't seen the anime.
The anime is
What
basically a
anime?
battle royale anime where like people are put on an island. Basically, the way it works is if somebody pisses you off, you can sell them to this company that like kidnaps them and puts them on an island.
I like that idea.
And yeah, that's basically like what happens. Like, so I think the main character like he refused to get a job, so that's why like somebody signed him up. Like they sold him to get put on the island. And
Sounds like a good reason to have kids.
then there's a little boy in that. It's very controversial, and no one gives a shit about this, but they have a problem with Goblin Slayer, where the little boy you know how two Dick shows episodes ago they were talking about like, oh, what is worse, murder or rape, right? Or like they're saying like, oh, some people think that they're opposed to Rape Day because rape is worse than murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean,
so this little boy, he's like, well, we're just gonna make it so that they don't have to have that argument, and then so he goes ahead and gets that, and that's why he and a lawyer was able to get him acquitted, so that's how he ended up on the island, and that's where that little boy is there.
on that note, I wonder how they would respond. I wonder if like it's rape that results in death.
No.
If
He
that would
murdered
be
the girls
okay.
and then had sex with the corpses, and
No. I mean like in a game. So
Oh no, he did this.
Were murdered.
He didn't do
Totally
this in the
fine.
game. Like the thing is, he was a fan of the game, so he played the game a lot. It was like an Xbox game, and then his dad got mad at him, and like abused him or whatever, and then he ran away from home, and then he did those crimes, and then he got acquitted, and then I guess somebody who was upset that he got acquitted sold him to the company to put him on the island.
How does this company make money?
I guess by like like buying and selling people. No, the company is actually the developer of the game Batum that they sell for Xbox.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they're like a video game company that also kidnaps people. I think the way it works is that they run like an illegal gambling thing where like people can bet on the people on the island, on like who's gonna survive or something like that. I think that's how they also generate income.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So it's got to be profitable.
Yeah. So that was the reason why they were doing that. So the survival, the island like survival battle was set up in a similar fashion to the video game that the company produces, where it's like basically like Bomberman ish. It's like Bomberman if it wasn't.
Bomberman.
It's Bomberman if it wasn't like retarded, right? Basically, if it wasn't like a 2D like thing. So you have these different types of bombs. Like you have bombs that are based on timers, bombs on impact, bombs that have like a little homing device thing, and
Sounds like Iraq.
you also have like these like you have these sonar pinger things that you can use to like ping people, but it also reveals your location. But it can, kind of you can kind of use it to detect people by sonar or something like that. So that's how you do that in like movie or island/video game. But, yeah.
Did that come out before or after the original Battle Royale
Way after.
movie?
After.
Okay.
Because Battle Royale came out
that
in
was
like 2000 or something like that.
That was the very original, if I'm not mistaken.
In the novel actually was translated into English. So if you want to read the novel, it's in English now. But it actually covered a lot more stuff that was more relevant to. It made the whole story have a point to it, rather than just it's like, okay, these kids are here, they have to kill each other. Okay, go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the original plot was that it's an alternate universe where Japan aligns with the Soviet Union rather than with NATO, basically. So Japan basically after World War II became communist, and they're really close allies with China and Russia, and like things from America are banned, like rock music is illegal. So they make a vague reference to it where like they show them in the orphanage, and the main character has a guitar, but like that's as much reference as they make to that.
So basically, Japan is China.
Kind of, and the reason why they have that battle royale thing set up is to sow a heavy level of distrust among the populace, so that they'll be more scared so they won't band together to fight against the government, stuff like that.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah, but in the movie, they just said that the reason they did this was because the economy collapsed and that unemployment reached 50%, and kids were cutting school, and then that's why they did that.
Cut class, and you'll have to kill your classmate.
Yeah. So that was that, and that was the whole point. That was the whole story. And then people compare it to Suicide Club a lot, even though they're like not even related, because. Like Suicide Club was different.
Hunger Games.
The Hunger Games. Oh, that lady claims that she hadn't heard of Battle Royale first when she wrote those books / produced the movies. So I don't know if that's honest or not. I guess like if you find out that she's a weeaboo, then she's probably lying. I'll say that much.
She needs to reveal her
All
browser history like Kurt Eichenwald.
Yeah, like Kurt Eichenwald's. She's got a Kurt Eichenwald up. She's got to show. I guess the one way to get her to do that is get into a Twitter argument with her. Then, she turns out to have an X hentai tab open in the background. Then you know that she's totally stole that idea from the Battle Royale.
I didn't realize that Battle Royale and hentai had such links.
Well, the only link that I can think of is a very tangential one, in that it gets compared to Suicide Club a lot, and Suicide Club was directed by a guy who originally used to direct porn films. So that's really the only link it has to it.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Have like a group of people be into something that's kind of weird. That gives them an unnatural amount of satisfaction. I think that makes sense.
Well, I mean, in the book / movie, Angela's Ashes, like, you know, that they would jack off to goats, and that's what they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I was attending university, they made us take this class, which was like an intro to university class, which basically didn't teach us
about hentai.
No, it didn't teach us anything important. And the summer before I started college, they made us read Angela's Ashes, the book. And
Before you started college, they made you read what?
yeah, Angela's Ashes. It's a book by, I think, Frank McCourt. He's this guy who moved to America from Ireland. So
Is it kind of like that movie, The Men Who Stare at Goats?
No, it's not. The Men Who Stare at Goats is about doing drugs and developing psychic powers, whereas the movie. See, the thing is, I didn't.
Like Goatsy, is it?
I read. It's closer to Goatsy than The Men Who Stare at Goats. I'll say that much. Like, so I was reading some of the book, but the book is not that interesting. It's kind of boring, right? It's kind of like Oliver Twist.
Most of the books that they make you read in schools is boring.
Yeah. So,
Wait, it's a book about people that masturbate to goats, and it's boring?
No, it's an autobiography by Frank
That sounds
McCourt.
super boring.
So
so boring that I'd probably close the book upon the first like scene where it's like, I'm gonna jack off to goats. Probably.
Yeah, like how do you narrate that?
No, okay, so this is what happens, right? So it was. I got to school and I hadn't finished the book yet, and I'm like, shit, I gotta finish this book. And I met some guys who were like, hey, dude, we got the DVD of the movie. We're just gonna watch the movie and hope it's close enough to the book. I'm like,
oh dear.
Okay, let's do it. So we watched the movie.
They were in for.
We watched the movie, and it's like, okay, it's like him as a boy. He's poor. He's growing up, and it's not good. And then. The guys I was watching this, they talked a lot of shit about this guy, because this is like, you know, his autobiography, right? So like he's at one point like he's growing up, he's an adolescent, like he and his friends try to peep at he has a friend who has like slightly older sisters or something, so they try to peep on them while the girls are going to take a shower, but they end up getting caught. And, you know, they get kicked out, and I guess his friend gets beaten. And then later on, they're jacking off at goats in the fields, like, because I guess this is like.
Well, they tried doing it with women, and look where it got them.
Yeah, so this is like before porn invented.
Yeah, you're right.
This is before they had porn, right? So they're in a fields, like, I think there was like 3 or 4 of them, just like, you know. It's kind of like this weird field where it's like they're on like a top of a hill, like slightly behind the hill, so you don't see anything. And then like the hill goes down, and like the camera shows at the bottom of the hill there are these just random goats that are there, and the bunch of them are just jacking off. And while they're jacking off, they're shouting. I guess they're shouting euphemisms for jacking off. Like, they're shouting off, like, all of the different colloquial euphemisms you could use for calling, like, jacking... Like, whatever the Irish version of choking the chicken was, you know, like... Just like...
You know, there's a name for people who do that. They're called gooner baiters.
Wait, what?
Degenerates.
No, really, gooner baiters. They're people who... They're men, obviously.
Okay.
That will... They're kind of like super edgers. They'll edge for up to 8 hours at a time. Like, they'll take off work. And what's really strange about them is they really like talking about it and listening to other men talking about it. So there's actually a gooner baiter, like, call center where they'll call and leave messages, and then other gooners will listen to them. They'll be like, yeah, beat that big fucking dick. You know, they'll just go on and on for hours. So it sounds like that's what those boys were. Just an early version of that.
Alright, so Gerard was upset that I compared Oliver Twist to Angela's Ashes. I had read only the beginning of Oliver Twist, and and I didn't like it, so I stopped reading it. So, it wasn't a school assigned book, so or maybe it was. I don't even remember. But yeah, I think wait, no, was that Oliver Twist or no? It wasn't. I think
Tom
I was.
Sawyer, maybe?
No. I was reading Great Expectations. I was reading the beginning of it. That's what it was. Okay.
Oh, you can just watch the South Park episode.
His dad hated David Copperfield. Okay, so the thing is, like, I had a friend that everybody called Pip for some reason because he had a hat that, like, apparently was the same hat that Pip wore or would have worn if Pip had worn a hat. And I was reading the book, and like, I was like in high school. Like, I'm like, or like this is like either late middle school, early high school. So I'm like, I'm going through puberty. And I'm like, basically, I'm reading this book, and I get to the scene where he goes to like that weird lady's house, and she's talking about how she has perverse tastes, and how he wants to see him like play or something like with some daughter or some shit like that. So she has like either a daughter or a granddaughter that he has to play with, and like, so I'm thinking, oh hell yeah, this is gonna be nice, right? And then
No.
and then he ends up playing cards with the girl, and he's calling the J card Jax, and then the girl basically just like bitches at him, saying like, calling him a retard, saying that they're supposed to be called knaves, and I'm like, and then he feels sad because he just got made fun of. He got told by this like rich girl who's basically like the, I don't know, like back in the day version of a gothic Lolita, pretty much. So, if you guys don't know what a gothic Lolita is, it's basically like if you're a girl and you want to pretend that if you want to act like you're better than other people, but you don't have any reasons to do so, you can just wear this like outdated clothing and act like a total bitch, and then like that's basically what gothic Lolita is. Yeah.
What?
So
Sounds like every high school girl.
Sounds like a tsundere to me.
no. I mean, like in anime, a lot of tsundere characters are gothic Lolitas, but in real life, it's basically just like tsundere. Usually, they have to have like a soft inner core or something like that. But
Yeah.
Gothic Lolita, they're just a total bitch through and through.
I mean, I actually, I really don't know because like I never got that far into like into mining into their personality because they're just too much of a bitch. So it's like that's how it goes. Yeah.
I think that's a normal reaction. I mean, they're not real characters, right?
What like I'm not gonna find out if you've got like a with soft center that needs to get all creamy and all that. No, it's
Yeah, I'll never find out with black what Black Arachnia thinks about big dicks or anything like that.
Black Arachnia. Are you the guy who used to date a black girl, or is that like a reference to like your sordid past?
No. Who are you talking about?
Oh,
I want to know about who you are.
Yeah,
talking
no, I'm
about.
curious.
Wait, or are you? Oh wait, no, Johnson, you were the one who used to date a black girl, and you were talking about like how she was like a weeaboo or something.
Oh yeah.
Is that?
Did she look like Shinobu from No More Heroes, or
I don't know. I'll have to look that up. Is it spelled how it sounds?
Shinobu Shino? Yeah, it is. It's like because she's a weeaboo, so she has like a Japanese name, and
Well, the one I'm seeing online is white.
no, search Shinobu and then add No More Heroes, which is
Oh, okay.
yeah. And actually in No More Heroes 2, because she actually doesn't die. For some reason, Travis doesn't kill. He doesn't kill women for some reason. So he has to fight women, and then I think I'm not sure what he does. I think he cuts off like Shinobu's arm, right? So he cuts off her arm, and then she's like, "Okay, you can finish me," like blah blah blah. And then he's like, "No, I'm not gonna kill you," because she's like in high school or something, right? And I think she like just murdered her entire class because like she just found out, like they just found out that she was an assassin. So to cover up the fact that she's an assassin, she murders her entire class, which this takes place in.
Is this a video game or is this
yeah,
anime?
it's a video game, and it takes place. It was for the Wii. It takes place in
for the Wii.
Yeah, this takes place in California. Keep in mind, right? So like there are like
really?
police and shit. Like yeah, you know, but it took place in like the 2000s too. So like it's not like the 2010s where they would cover it up because the killer isn't white, you know. So it would have made the news. There would have been an investigation or something, but you know, apparently she didn't care about that. Um,
Well, there were no signs that said that it was a katana-free zone, so they kind of did
yeah,
it to
yeah, yeah.
themselves.
She did use a katana because she only fights using she uses a katana. Um, so yeah, Travis kills no, he doesn't kill her. He cuts off her arm with like the lightsaber thing that he has, and then she wants him to kill him because she like because she lost or whatever. She was actually trying to kill him because she thought that he was the one who killed her dad, but he actually didn't kill her dad. So that apparently is relevant somehow. Because the reason why he's trying to kill everybody is because it's part of some tournament that supposedly doesn't exist, but really does or something. I don't know. It's a very convoluted story. So he cuts off her arm, and then she's gone for like the rest of the series. I mean, rest of the game. Then in the second game, she kind of shows up. I think it takes place like a year later, so she's still underage, or no, she might actually be of age at this point. So
Okay.
the point is, she's probably of age. She wants to have sex with Travis, and then Travis says no. So that was the point I was trying to get to. So
So he's not a pedo.
So that's how you know it was fiction.
she might have been of age though. I think she was probably like 17 or so. I don't know what the age of consent in California is, but she was like 17 or 18 at that point, probably.
Well, that's completely illegal and therefore wrong.
In California?
Probably. I don't know.
I know
don't
in
know
New
if
Jersey
it is
that's
in California.
New Jersey that's legal already.
I have a feeling it would be 18 in California.
Well, in California, I think it's legal if you have HIV, right? Because wouldn't that cancel
Oh.
each other out?
Well, I don't know. I mean, Travis, they didn't really disclose what Travis. I mean, they just have him like in the second game, like there was just like cutscenes of him jacking off a lot for some reason.
Oh, great.
You know, a Wii game?
Huh? In a Wii game, yeah. The sequel was
Yeah.
No More Heroes.
Well, it's a
Desperate
Wii
Struggle.
game. I mean, it makes sense.
Did you have to like help him with the
No,
motion
you don't.
controllers?
You don't do that. The only time you jack off the Wii remote is to charge up the beam katana, but you never jack.
Oh.
It's not like Resident Evil 4. Like the cutscenes are not interactive. In this game, so like, you know, it's basically yeah. That's I don't know why they had that in there.
That's how I would do it. I mean, they'd have to like jack off the controller, and if they stopped, the cutscene would slow down, and Travis would just like look towards the camera, kind of this disapproving look.
No. The way those
Nightmare.
cutscenes work is it's apparently in California they have these things where like it's kind of like a strip club, but instead of people stripping, they talk to you over an intercom, and tell you like an erotic story, or not even an erotic story. They basically tell you about something like a completely random ass story that like
They read you Great Expectations while you jack
yeah,
it.
like they read you Great Expectations or some shit,
Oh
and then
yeah.
and then you can jack off in that room while listening to the girl tell you the story over the
Oh
intercom.
yeah. I love of Mice and Men. Please keep going.
Well, okay, so
Get to the part with Lenny.
the twist at the end of the game is it turns out the story was the story about Travis the whole time. It was like the story that the girl was telling was about him, and he was the one who was listening to this girl talk about him, you know, while he was jacking off, and like basically like they don't show him doing it because it's a Wii game, but like basically you just hear like the fapping noises and like
Which
Ev-
could be anything. He's
yeah,
made.
yeah, yeah. Well,
He could be fapping, or he could be making a tuna sandwich.
well,
We
no,
don't know.
the camera's constantly pointed at like this like glass window slash like intercom like interface thing, and like there are like just like these crumpled tissues next to the glass, and like and this
Yeah,
is a
they're
cutscene
cold.
in between each level, so like every time it goes back to it, there are more tissues like next to the
Yeah,
glass, and like
he's sick.
He's a marathon jacker.
yeah, so is he one of
He's a
those
gooner.
what was the term, gooner?
Gooner baiter, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Although they edge, like they'll literally edge for like 8 hours So
Oh my god.
So it wouldn't just be like more and more tissues accumulating like as the game progresses.
no, they look down on that.
Oh, okay.
Yo, can I jump in?
Yeah, man. What's up? What's going
Hey,
on?
Days.
What the fuck did I step into?
There's a game
Tissues?
where
Edging?
it's a
we're
little
talking
game
about
about a
edging,
guy that jacks off.
hentai.
Yeah, have you ever played Normal Heroes for
Hey.
the Wii?
Nope. What is it? What?
You play as a
Enlighten me.
weeaboo. Okay, it's a game where you
Uh-huh.
play as a weeaboo, and you have to go around killing people. And then there's a black weeaboo in it who may or may not look like Johnson's ex-girlfriend. And then, like, later on, she wants to bang the main character. The main character says no, and throughout the second game, like, it's always cutting
She's
to, like...
black, right?
Because
You
he's
know-
all out.
I don't know. Oh, so the thing is, the girl...
Yes.
the girl who is the one who's telling him the story about himself, because like he's at this, I guess it's like the California equivalent of like a hostess club, except instead of being at a bar where you're talking to a girl, you're in a room that has like a glass pane that has like an intercom.
Yeah, I got
interface.
caught up. I was on the YouTubes.
Oh, okay,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, yeah. So that's the guy you're playing as, and then at the end it turns out, spoiler alert, the girl who was telling the story is the girl that he was trying to bang, like in the first game that he banged, and then like in the
Oh,
second
shit.
game,
That twist.
Yeah. In the second game, like she was like saying like, oh, if you do this again, I'll bang you, and he's like, no, I already banged you, and then like she basically like, I think she says that like she'll let him do anal, and then like that convinces him to do it again to do the second game.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
This,
So
how graphic is this game? Like, or is it like one of those? Oh yeah, let's do anal, and it just fades to black, and then you. fade in
because it's
until,
for the
like,
Wii.
next
It's for the
morning.
Wii. It's for the Nintendo
Oh,
Wii. So
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's not gonna be much on there.
yeah. You don't see anything like really graphic. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Did it actually do anal? Or you just injected that?
I have no idea. Like I played this a while back, and it was, you know what? It's the second game is not as fun as the first game. Even the first game is questionable at best. If I would play it again, like I tried playing the remake of it, where like it was for the PS3, and I couldn't get through it. I'm like, nah, it's just not, because like you have to pay to fight the next level of the assassin or whatever. I don't know why. It sounds more like it's kind of like a
In real
pyramid
money?
scheme simulator almost. It's almost like a pyramid scheme simulator because like you're paying a lot of money. I think you pay more money into this system that you're in just so you can have the privilege of challenging the next guy than you do
Well,
like winning
wait a
money.
minute. Like, how much? What are you talking here? Like, do you have to pay actual, real physical money to?
No. You have to like in the game, the character you're playing as, like he has to work to earn money so that he can pay to assassinate the next assassin person.
Uh-huh.
It's like a tournament or something. I don't know.
And if he doesn't have enough, then he can't like beat the game.
Yeah. So like the way you have to make money is you can do like basically like these grindy like kill a bunch of people contracts, or you can like mow lawns and shit. So yeah, so
It's
like
all honest work.
yeah, so you can mow lawns. You can I think like there's like a picking up garbage like mini game. I mean, this was released I think before they had like the heroin needles all over California. So you're just picking up like crumpled up cans and like pieces of paper that are like scattered throughout the street.
So if it was
I don't know. I
released
think
now, you'd be
heroin
thinking,
needles
oh,
around
shit.
California have been a thing for a while.
Well, now they have like shit cleanup crews, right?
I don't
Because
know.
it's now legal.
Maybe.
It's legal in California to shit on the street now. So they actually have
Is it
shit
fucking
cleaning
really?
services.
Actually,
Yeah, let me look
like,
it up. Well, it
like,
might not be
I
all
could
California.
feel-
It might just be Los Angeles. Let me check.
Well, I
But
will
I could
say
be
that
fucking
my
walking down
cousins
the
who had
street-
grown up in California are all assholes. So, there's that.
That's true. That's a fact.
Like, I have cousins that moved to California and they're fine, but the ones who grew up there are basically assholes. So, there's
Yeah.
that. And,
So,
and if they find out who I am, it probably won't even matter because like they already don't like me, for like absolutely no reason. Like they just
Let's fight him.
they just dislike me by default. Like for like even though I didn't really do anything to them. Like yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why it's a thing. So I mean, I could be walking down the street of LA and just be like, "Yo, I need my heroin hit right now." So I just be like, and just pop my vein out right then and there.
And a police officer would come by, help you out with that.
They're like, "Yo, you got some more? You got a clean needle?" That's crazy. If it's actually true, which, like, you could convince me that that's true. Like, I'll believe it. I'll choose to believe it.
Did you shitting or the needles?
The needles.
Johnson, did you write any reviews?
The shooting.
You gotta review. You gotta write some reviews. About like some of the places in California.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because
California.
You see, Johnson likes to write a lot of reviews on different restaurants, establishments, and stuff like that. And this is the kind of like like metadata that we need to mine at Business Boys to get more insights on how to optimize marketing.
Yo, that's right.
That's what the show's all about.
Seriously cool.
That's what the show's all about.
I actually wanted to do that myself.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
I should get to work on that.
Johnson, can I post this as the current thing that's going to be displaying on the channel, or
yeah,
rather?
Sure.
Okay, so this is going to be.
That's just the ones that weren't deleted. Some of them I went a little too far into, like
too much detail, right?
Yeah, too much detail. I talked about the hostess seeing my penis.
You were keeping it too real. You were keeping it 100% too much, which is.
I was. Yeah, you got to keep it about.
You
98%.
always have to keep it 100.
Keep it about 80, like.
No.
Well,
100.
you got to keep the stars at 100%. You got to give 5 stars every time, or they'll delete it. But if you give them 5, you can go pretty far.
Ah, interesting.
As you can see, some of those reviews have been up for years.
Yeah. I'm gonna put up another image. I have like 3 images on here now.
So can you start reviewing the best
the best debate in the universe?
Yeah, that's true.
The best.
I don't know though, because
my heroin in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, I could review a police station. Can you review police stations on Facebook?
Oh, imagine. I'm looking that up right now. I'm on Google Maps, and I'm wondering if I could just hit up and be like jail, but he was a gentleman about it.
Yeah. You always have to be just very polite, nice.
I can't get this to be bigger or something. Gerard, can you read the reviews, or is it too low quality? He said that none of the black women that he's dated in the past have been weeaboos.
Are you talking about me?
No, Gerard.
Or Gerard.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that common.
Oh man.
No. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, like Dragon Ball Z is like really popular. So it's like, there's that.
If you could, so the police station actually has reviews.
Sounds like I got a job to do.
The precinct, that I just randomly searched up, actually used to volunteer for this precinct back in high school, is a 2.8 star.
I'll raise that up for them a bit.
All right, you please do. They need it. Very bad service. I called more than 30 times. No answer. I felt bad. Haven't answered phone for an hour. Repeated calls to regular number or front desk. And this guy's a local guide. He lives near the station.
Wait,
they're just screening their calls.
Why is our elapsed time 5 hours? We have not been streaming for 5 hours, have we?
Because we are awesome.
No, it's YouTube is bugging out. They're saying we've been streaming for 5 hours. It's not true.
Is it set to like 4x speed or something?
The timer just goes faster.
Yeah, and when you play back, we're gonna sound slow and retarded.
Oh man, that'd be pretty funny. You know, actually, I got Kat to join the Discord. I don't know if yeah, he's offline. All right, never mind. Because I actually invited him on back when we had Interrogator, because I needed somebody who doesn't post Nanachi in every Discord server that he's in, for contrast. And that was gonna be very interesting. But as it turned out, Interrogator didn't say a lot during the stream. He just he was just quietly judging us the whole time, basically. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like Sean.
Kind of like Butthole
At the
Weeb,
beginning.
like how I thought I wanted him to just interrupt the conversation and talk about anime whenever he wanted to, but instead he would just complain about being bored. He's like, "Hey guys, this is boring." Like, you know.
What? But Weeb? No, I feel like we had like a good anime this. Like,
No, when we started talking about video games, like basically,
yeah.
when we were talking about No More Heroes, he would have like, 5 minutes into it, have been like, "Yo, I'm bored," like, or "This is boring." Like that's what he would say.
Well, life is boring.
No, well, not for him. He's watched over 700 animes, so
This sounds like hell.
yeah.
Way to.
You know what?
down-
We need to get. That's what we need, because I'm pretty sure we could get Asterios, but we could probably only get him just once, right? So that's what we need for the Asterios episode. We need Asterios and Butthole Weeb on the same episode, and
Yeah, we were talking about that, right?
yeah,
That'd be cool.
Asterios who says that anime is a waste of time and is not worth it, and Butthole Weeb who has seen 700 of them.
What does that sound?
Who's this cleaning guy? The city really drowning in filth?
Oh yeah,
Super
that's
rad.
talking about the shitting on the streets.
Oh Jesus.
Wait, but like,
So if I remember correctly, and I'm pretty sure I do, they passed an ordinance that said that it was no longer criminal to shit on the streets and sidewalks. I believe in San Francisco, and then they to clean up the inevitable mess, they spent like, I think it was like $250,000 a year for a dedicated shit cleanup crew.
Interesting. I absolutely love Red Robin, and the Tampa location might just go to the top of the list of the places I've visited. Oh man, that's pretty cool. Medical condition links the consumption of food immediately to bowel movements.
Serious condition.
Yo, are these all in Tampa?
Are they? No. They're all over the place. I think some of them are in Europe.
Have you ever heard of Black and Abroad?
What's that?
Black and Abroad. It's a travel website for Black people. See, the thing is, when I was in Russia, I saw this guy who was wearing a shirt that said "Black and Abroad" on it, and it had like an airplane flying across the shirt, and like it was a really cool logo. And I was about to ask him where he got that shirt because it looked really cool. But I was in a tour group, so I didn't really have a chance to talk to him. Later on, I just looked it up to see if I could find the shirt online. So I was looking up "Black and Abroad," and then it turns out it's like a travel website that I guess what they do is they review different countries to see how conducive they are to travel if you're Black or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
So none of the Asian countries.
Can users like add their own reviews? Because I'm Black.
I think you should go check it out. Let me try looking up that website because hold on. Black and Abroad, because it had the Okay, I think. Hold on. So is this the? Yeah. This is it. It's Okay, so the full website is weareblackandabroad.com, and the logo is like that's what the guy had on his shirt. It's like it's a cool logo. Like it's.
I need to get one of those shirts.
Yeah, I want to get one too.
Next
like,
time I travel.
see,
Yeah.
look at that logo. It looks sick, right?
I want to call them and ask to order a Black and Abroad. Ask them when they could have them delivered.
Yeah. So let me see here. So there's a movement. You can enter your email address. Join the movement.
You have to enter your email address. Nothing else works until you do.
See, where to eat. Madrid, a cultural wonderland. Okay, founder of Little Africa Paris Tours. Okay, let's take a look here. Yeah, so let's see here. Welcome to Paris, City of Lights, known for its attractions like the Eiffel Tower, Little Africa Paris.
They have internships.
Let's see here. Connected to their African roots. Okay.
Liberia?
Yeah, so it can be rude when you're a teenager. Quite difficult to identify yourself as black and proud African French woman. No models seen on TV, magazines so that you can identify with. Growing up, culture enriches you a lot. So it's like, okay.
Broken English.
I mean, I guess that's. But if she's French, then that's not really being abroad, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Being in America is being abroad.
Yeah, she'd have to like be in America or something at that point. So
I think they're just really focusing on the being black part.
rather than the being abroad part.
Yeah, I think that just the being black part is the most important, based on what I'm saying here.
But then it would be more of it would be less of a travel site and more of like a African diaspora site. But it actually says here the trusted authority on international black travel, which makes it about. You know what? I'm gonna say that that's a good thing because it is basically like how we're a business show.
They're a show for black people going places
Abroad, yeah. And
Yeah.
and we're a show about business, so it works out. So we give this website a thumbs up. Business boys seal of approval right here.
There you
So
go.
what if you're white but identify as black and you go to a place that is highly anti-black and they treat you fine and you post about your experience?
Well, I think that you should go on Twitter and then tweet at Rachel Dolezal and ask her if she would like one, if she has one of these like black and abroad shirts, and because she's one of those people who she's like a trans black, so
We should, oh gosh, we should get one of the black and abroad shirts and just mail it to random black people.
well, but I mean, why would we mail it to random black people though? Like, what was?
Because it'd be funny. Imagine that they probably haven't heard of the site. They get a shirt that just says black and abroad.
Well, yeah, but Black and Abroad would have to pay us to do for their marketing because, that's marketing right there. We're not going to do it for free.
Yeah, but I don't think it'd be a positive experience, like if they got it from a white person.
But I mean, it's like you can say that. Well, I mean, depends on what you consider white, but I don't know. I just
It's like giving an Asian man getting a shirt that says like yellow and out of his element.
well, I mean, they do have Element shirts. It's like a skater brand, so I guess you have you combine an Element shirt with like one of those outdoorsy hiking shirts or hiking sweaters or something like that. And then you can get that going, and then it's like and then you need like a yellow raincoat on top of that, so it's like yellow out of outdoors element.
Or maybe that should be, a new business venture. We copy Black and Abroad. We are yellow and out of our element. .org.
That sounds more like it's like an organization for like people who are a bit socially awkward or something. Or people who are posers. Actually, that would be better because then it would be like that guy Donnie from The Big Lebowski, where the guy's like, "You're out of your element, Donnie," and it's like basically just for people who are doing things that they're not actually knowledgeable about. So, I guess I don't know. Maybe we should like hire Maddox as a consultant or something because he likes to. He can provide us with some stats on that.
Maybe Asian and Lost.
The thing is, Black and Abroad seems like it's done for it's like something that's like intentional, whereas Lost is like more accidental. So we're gonna have to copy it to make it more intentional. Like
How about Australian and jet lagged?
okay, that would actually work. But you know what? I think what would appeal to Australians more is an out like a civic outreach group that would try to combat the confusion that is caused from people thinking that Australian and British accents are the same thing. So I think that would be a better service to pitch to the Australian community.
Yeah, that's true. They do have anger problems, though. It's hard to do business with them.
Oh, wait, the Australians or the British?
The Australians.
Wait, is that how people tell the difference between them then? Like if they're madder, then they're Australian, and if like they're more chill, then they're British?
Yeah, Australians just they're enraged.
Yo, Gabe just fell asleep. Yeah. We had Thad here before. He's Australian. Um, he got upset when I called him British. So there's that.
Just don't make them too angry.
Why? What did he do?
Yeah, it's just Australians in general. They have a really high rage meter.
The rage meter?
I've noticed. Yeah.
Oh.
Could be from, all the violent criminal DNA. Not sure.
Well, I asked him about that, and he said that it was something else, but yeah.
Because I've listened to a shitload of prank call shows,
Wait,
and
is
I
that
noticed
was this on what, like bigcomes.org? Is that where you're listening to the prank calls?
Big Comes? No. No, this is stuff like throughout the years, like several different podcasts.
Like Southern Poverty Call Center and whatnot.
He doesn't do too many international things, but Madhouse Live and Phone Losers of America. And I noticed that, they'd call one place, like somewhere in Europe, with a certain stick, and then they'd call Australia. And I noticed that the Australians would just jump right to "fuck your mother," like right off the bat, whereas other places would at least have to think about it first.
Oh, okay. That's pretty funny. You know what? I think that like even funnier is like the reverse prank calls, which is I think it's more recent. Like if you look at like Hoax Hotel, it's a YouTube channel where he'll take calls from scammers and just waste their time, like crazy. He'll basically lead them on.
Oh yeah.
And they're saying like, okay, you have to get the Western Union money order and you have to send it to me. And he was like, it's like, oh, okay, cool. So you want me to like scan my card? And he's like, no, you have to
You
buy
sound
the.
just like him.
He just acts like he has no idea what he's doing, and like the person on the other line is just getting like more and more upset. Like, yeah, that was pretty funny. One episode he pretended to be Barack Obama, and like the scammer apparently did not know who Barack Obama was.
You know what's really funny? Call a business in Thailand.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's Thailand.
Yeah.
Just call them up when they answer. Just say, "King of Thailand." And they say, "Yeah." Say he's an asshole, and they'll either cuss you out or they'll throw the phone down in a panic because apparently it can throw you in jail for that.
Oh, that's interesting. The Cox. Speaking of the Cox, did they know that they're Roman Catholic? No, I did not know that. Are those the people who are backing Trump or
Backing Trump? Cox?
Yeah, or Koch, maybe Koch.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure.
But yeah, so what were we on about? I just read the YouTube chat and I was just trying to figure out. So yeah, what were you saying? The scammers, the prank phone calls. I listened to that on Winamp back in 2004-ish or something like that, 2005 maybe. Winamp had this internet radio station, and they had PCU, which is like Prank Call Underground, I think it was called, and they would just play all these like recordings that they had of different prank calls. It's like not the same person. They have different people doing different prank calls, and some of them are
like
using
Blue Planet Prank Radio.
Yeah, so some of them would be using like the soundboards, like like some of the most popular ones were the soundboards using Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard many hours of those.
Koch brothers. Okay, it's pronounced like Coke.
Yeah, but cock is funnier.
The Koch brothers.
Yeah.
Okay, who was on? Who was that on? Who was talking about how like the people who made the Matrix became transgendered or something? Like,
Yeah, wasn't it?
was that you or did
I
someone
could
else say
be.
that?
It was probably somebody else, but I've heard that too. But I
Uh,
think it's like the Waskowski brothers or something.
it's not a two. Wiskowski brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because that's what I was thinking of whenever Dick talked about the animatics. Because they also had an Animatrix where it was like a cartoon version of the Matrix or something like that. I never saw it, but I saw a commercial for it, and yeah, it was just one of those things. They just had a commercial for this. Like, I guess if you were a weeaboo and you wanted to watch the Matrix, then you would watch that. I think that's kind of what it was. I never saw it though, so you know, I don't know if it's good or bad. Is that?
Yeah, in the picture they have one that looks like a female and one that is clearly looks like a man, like bald head, very mannish features, suit and tie. And then in Google, the info says that they are sisters and both are trans women.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that is. Is Gabe still sleeping? Like he like snored like twice. Gabe. Gabe.
He may be out. It's been a rough day.
Yeah, I guess. I think we wore him out with too many non sequiturs and things like that. But yeah, get one of these shirts. I guess it would be like a good Christmas present or something.
I think I'll get one and wear it.
Yeah, yeah, why not?
Get one for my wife, who's clearly Asian.
And then you could also I think like it would be really weird if you just came across like a group of people who were just all wearing like these shirts. Like I don't know. I kind of see this like happening at the Dick Show at some point. Like I don't know what the consequences would be. But if you had like 500 people just like wearing these shirts, like maybe like 5% of those people are black, if like the rest aren't, but they're all wearing the shirt.
Yeah. I mean, that needs to happen at some point. Like when we all start identifying as black, because it's gonna happen. I mean,
Yeah. Gabe, wake up or mute your mic. You mute your mic, Gabe. What are you doing? All right. So Gabe is
he's
like
a tired boy.
yeah. Hold on a second. Let's see if we can get let's get some backup. Yeah, let's see if we can get some backup in here. Hold on a second. Yeah, maybe someone will be able to figure out how to solve this dilemma. All right, let's see. All right. Now, I don't know if they make virtual smelling salts yet, but that should be one of the things that Discord should implement into their thing.
I think they call it cocaine.
No. That's what Dewey did back when he did VR chat. I think either that or he was like, I think he was either doing cocaine or he was trying to microdose on LSD or something. But that was we had him on a few episodes ago, like last year, where yeah, but he didn't really talk too much about it. But back in the day, he used to go on VR chat and do drugs, and like at the VR chat raves, which I can't imagine being the same as doing drugs in the real rave. But I don't know, man. Like especially like when it comes to certain drugs, like it's too dangerous.
I don't think it really. Yeah, I don't think it really matters at that point. If you're doing strong enough drug, you're not going to tell the difference between VR and reality.
Yeah. I mean, I've still yet to try it out. I guess like
VR or drugs.
No, actually, when I've tried the VR. They had a demonstration of it back when Facebook was demonstrating the VR thing, the technology, where you could go in there and you could watch a video demo of like 3D. You could run like 3D houses of like different people's houses all over the world. So one video shows you that like you're in India, another one is like you're somewhere else. I don't know. It was basically just showing you all these different houses and stuff. It was more of like a proof of concept to show that you could be like you're in another person's house if you have these VR. If you had the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, virtual peeping.
No. Like it's like you're there. Like, it's simulating that you're there legally, right? You're not like you're
Yeah,
not
but I don't
like
think you want to tell the investors that.
yeah. So like you know the people like you know they see you like in their house and like they'll wave at you and stuff like that. It's not. Yeah. It was in Bryant Park. That was the Oculus Rift. Shortly after Facebook acquired it, I think it was before Facebook got sued because the patent that they had acquired apparently was stolen. So like, that's what happened to Facebook. Um, yeah.
That speaking of business, that was so stupid buying the Oculus because new or innovative there. Like I think about, gosh, almost 25 years ago now. I remember going to Disneyland with my family, and they had basically an early Oculus.
Mm.
And up until very recently, they still had them in use. They were headsets, they had motion tracking, they had stereoscopic vision, they had controllers. It was everything that the Oculus did, like 25 years earlier.
I heard that the difference though is that the latency is a lot lower with the Vive and the Oculus, and that's
Yeah, I
the
mean,
difference.
it is lower, but I mean, that's just 25 years of processing power. The concept is all the same.
Oh yeah, the concept is the same, but like apparently it was like total shit back in the day. Like have you ever used a Virtual Boy? Now
Oh, yeah.
I haven't used it, but it looks like it would be a pain in the ass to play with.
It is a little bit of a pain in the ass just because of the setup, but
Mm-hmm.
for the time, I loved it. Um, like
Was it
it was.
better than the Game Boy? Because like the Game Boy was
Oh
black
yeah,
and white versus red and white. I don't know if or red and black rather.
yeah. The speed, resolution, um, processing power was all a lot better.
Okay.
It was red and black, but it basically had the processing power of a Super Nintendo.
All right. So Driver Staff said it was a bad idea. What do you think about the idea of getting the expansion for XCOM so that we could have the Kiana Magana character in the campaign? It's on sale for $20 right now, half price. It's $40 normally.
You might be able to get it cheaper.
Yeah, because I had already spent $30 getting netbeef.tk up and running, so that anyone can edit it. Like, if you only have one person editing it, it's free. But if you want to have like the ability to let others edit it too, you have to pay like some amount. So I basically used the gift card to pay for I don't know how many months. It's probably going to be like accessible for like 4 months, and then it'll ask for more money, or something like that. And then NetBeef, the URL is accounted for I think 12 months, and then after that we might have to like either pay, which is not really worth paying a TK domain. You might as well just switch it to .com at that point.
Yeah, or we could rebrand it into like an actual beef shipping business.
You mean like a beef like people can just buy beef online?
Yeah, NetBeef.
Whoa, netbeef.tk is 429 too many requests. What is up with that?
It's in high demand. People want their
Yo, really? Is there really that many people looking at this thing?
Yeah, just
Oh man, it surely.
well, nobody likes to leave their house anymore.
Yeah, you can just fight with people on the internet now. You don't have to. No, Hazen Cruz definitely has a lot more people on Twitter now that he has to have, that we have to add here. That's not accounted for. It's just that the Twitter interface looks so bad. Like I look at it and it gives me a headache. I don't want to do the investigation to find out what's going on.
Yeah, Twitter's kind of shitty in general.
Yeah, maybe the mobile app is better, but I don't even have the mobile app.
Gabe snoring is strangely soothing.
Yeah, but it's clashing a little bit with the Sunday dub I have playing in the background in terms of like the You know what's weird? The next song in the queue is called DarxieLand. It's kind of like Dixieland's, but
Black and abroad.
yeah. I mean I don't think that's what Kevin Todd was thinking when he made it. But let's put this on right now. Hold on a second.
Well, everything's racial now.
Yeah. What
and
did you think
everything is
about
retroactively racial.
Yeah. So what did you think about Q's proposal back when Nick Rekieta had him on, and Q suggested reparations in exchange for like everybody gets a lifetime N-word pass. So like it's official.
I didn't see that, or I didn't see that episode, but yeah, I don't know. I think any kind of reparations opens a big can of worms.
Oh yeah, Nick Rekieta said it's because the natives would make us honor the treaters, and at that point it would be bad.
Oh yeah, beyond that, I mean, like all the people that have ever been drafted, they could cry foul. People could sue their parents for having them.
Gerard was the only person in his college American Studies class that knew the melody to Dixie. I learned the melody to Dixie because that was in an episode of Stroker and Hoop where they were playing it on the banjo and stuff. Okay, so
Yeah.
Gerard said that there are already extensive lawsuits surrounding Indian treaties. So then we might as well give the reparations and then get the N-word pass then. Like, it's only going to cost, like, a couple thousand, like, per person. Like, basically, okay, the way Q proposed it was, you get the wall and deport the illegal immigrants, and then the money that is normally costing for the illegal immigrants would be used for the reparations instead. And then everybody gets an
They get
N-word
the N-word
pass,
pass.
and you can say and then you can say the N-word as much as you want. And then like hard R's included too, like full straight up hard R, like you can no boundaries there.
I think that's a good idea in principle, but I think that
In practice,
Q
it's not going to
doesn't.
work.
No. I think it could. I just think that Q's negotiation skills could use a lot of improvement. I don't think it would take thousands of dollars. I think if you walked up to a black person, you said, "Here, $100 reparations, N-word pass for me." I think they would.
No, because he's the reason why it would be like one or I think it was like $1,000 or $2,000 or something. It was between $1,000 and $2,000 because the way that they calculated was it's the money that is normally spent on illegal immigrants divided up amongst all the black people. So
yeah, but I don't see why we have to give them all that money.
I mean,
Because I think they'd go for like $50. I mean, that's $50 they wouldn't have.
yeah, that is true, but
Take the rest of the money and use it to build the billboards that we're going to display our N-words on.
yeah, I guess. And then what else was there? Yeah, I think that was it. He had those three main things. I don't know. Racket said it was a good deal. Like he said, he was all for it.
Well, and it would trick them into getting the wall built, which ironically reduces the negative effects of illegal immigration on black communities.
Oh, so it's
helps
like
them.
like a win-win-win. Then it's not just
Yeah.
win-win.
It's a triple win except for the illegals. So win-win-win loss, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess that is the case because then you have like the illegals. I don't know. Like it's at that point. So are you suggesting that with the money that you save by like underpaying the black people in terms of the reparations, would that go towards like building the fake America that Dick suggested? In like on at the border, so like when the Mexicans come in, they think they're in America, but they're still in Mexico.
It could. It might be cheaper just to put things that we need to find out what scares Mexicans. Like maybe chupacabra.
No, I don't think that's real. It's
Like animatronic chupacabras lining the border. They come out of the dirt and just roar at the Mexicans as they approach.
But yeah, I don't understand. Like,
It's just throwing ideas out there.
yeah, but Mexico is socialist now. They have like all this free shit, so I don't know why they would want to leave.
Well, I mean, socialism worked. We wouldn't be in the situation.
No. But they're still in the honeymoon period. They still they haven't collapsed yet, so they're still like getting the free stuff. So there's that.
Yeah, so chupacabras might not work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe a fake America ruled by a fake Mexican president,
Yeah.
where Spanish is the first language and they press 2 for English.
Yeah. Would they have like fake voting booths that like they have to like use like a fake like we'll have like fake social security numbers that they can use to illegally vote in a fake election as well?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
definitely, but it'll all be rigged.
To keep to keep the fake like ruler of that territory in power, basically.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah, because he'd basically be a trained actor.
oh, okay. Actually, if they had an actor as the fake president, then they could have like a guy who's like super charismatic that they would actually want as like their leader. And
Yeah, yeah, and all of his policies would be totally ridiculous, but they wouldn't know the difference because it's a
yeah,
great place.
actually, yeah, I mean, how expensive would that be setting up the fake America? Like,
Well, I mean, it'd be pretty damn cheap if you used the Mexicans for labor.
so like it's also creating jobs too. I mean, this is like
Well, I mean, if I don't know if you have to pay them
oh.
because they're not legal. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is like maybe I should have given Nick Rackets more prep time because I emailed him this morning and I was like, "Yo, if you're available by 8 p.m. tonight, could you come on our show?" And then he didn't respond. So, yeah,
It's an urgent business proposal.
yeah.
We need urgent.
Yeah, I need
business
I need
advice.
him as my legal counsel in Minecraft, basically. What's that noise? Is that like?
That is my parrot.
Oh, okay. I was gonna think
Yeah,
like.
I'm
was
sorry
that-
about that because my wife went upstairs and
I thought that was like coming from Gabe's thing, like he's sleeping and then all this like other stuff is happening in the background.
yeah.
It's kind of like this idea for this game, Pokemon Go Simulator that I had, where you basically play as a guy who's like playing Pokemon Go on his cell phone, and like all this shit is going on in like in the real world like around him, but like you basically have to just keep on catching Pokemon on your phone, and like if there's, like,
That's a pretty good idea.
yeah. Looks like you're at the bank and like you're waiting and there's like a long ass line and like so like you gotta like catch some like Pikachu's and like an Eevee shows up and then like there's a bank robbery. The guy's like, all right, everybody, like they could even like totally like just like rip off that scene from Heat, which is like the only scene I've seen, which is where they're talking about how their money's insured by the FDIC, so they shouldn't try to be a hero because their money's not going to be taken anyway, so it's not worth it.
Yeah.
That is Heat that happened in, right? Anyway,
I'm not sure. It sounds familiar though.
I think that's the only scene I've seen from the movie, so I'm going to say that that's from Heat. Anyway, so they have that in there, and like the character you're playing as like kind of just isn't paying attention to what the bank robbers are saying because like he's got to catch like the shiny Eevee that just showed up, right?
Yeah,
and then like there's like this event where like a rare Pokemon is like showing up in the area, and so you have to like
you got these black people wielding knives right there.
no, you're in a bank that's getting robbed. Like there
Okay.
might be some black people, but they're not carrying knives. They're just like doing regular banking stuff. But you basically have to like evade these bank robbers because like they have all the hostages like lined up and like to keep as hostages, and you have to like not look like you're disobeying the bank robbers, but you also want to catch that Snorlax that like is like it's a special event Snorlax or whatever. And
So you're
then
kind
like
of sneaking while they're not looking.
yeah. So like this is like kind of like a stealth like gameplay segment, and like you can't rely on hiding just in the shadows because your phone emits a lot of light. So you
Yeah,
gotta
and they're gonna want you to give up the phone, so you gotta hide that.
yeah.
looking.
Basically, you have to be like completely out of sight. Like it's not good enough to hide in the shadows because like if the bank robber sees you, like they'll see the light from your phone. So
Yeah.
yeah. So like I don't know. I think this is like that's gonna be like one of the harder levels of the game, the bank robbery. But Pokemon Go Simulator probably would be a great game. Put in some multiplayer
Yeah.
elements in there, and then you're all set.
And the best part about it would be that you can play it while stationary.
Yeah.
Unlike
It would be like a
Pokemon
console
Go.
game. You wouldn't. You
Yeah.
just get it for like the Nintendo. You'd get it for the
I
Nintendo Switch, but you would play it in docked mode, like.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. I played, or I had an idea for something
Oh yeah, what was this idea?
tangentially related, called Pokemon Go Away,
Oh, Pokemon.
and yeah, Pokemon Go Away.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically a lot like Pokemon Go, except the Pokemon are little monsters with giant genitals, and they're all trying to rape you. So you played a lot like Pokemon Go, but you try to evade and avoid the Pokemon, and you can only see them with your phone. So you'll see them like attacking you, humping your leg, and it'll reduce your HP.
Oh, okay. Kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
a hentai game, but it's for mobile, and it's like got an AR element to it as well.
yeah, basically, yeah, just kind of avoiding virtual rape by little monsters.
Okay, I told Thad that if he comes on our show again, I won't call him British. Let's see if he takes the bait. Let's see here. He's in the city at the moment. Okay. Well, that's cool. What is a derogatory term for a British guy?
Oh, should know this. Dandy?
No, dandy
No.
is for a guy who's like like an alternative masculinity. It's kind of like a term that would apply to people such as Rudolph Valentino, John F. Kennedy. What's another person? Basically, any J rock musician. That's what dandy is. This is
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be something. If there isn't, we should make one. I mean, every race needs a derogatory term.
yeah. But I can't think of it right now. Yeah. I mean, what is okay? What are things that people call? What do you call a British guy who's like your friend when like you're saying, okay, I'll see you later, dude? Like I don't think they say dude in the UK.
They might say fag because it just means
It just
cigarette
means
there.
cigarette. So it's like
Yeah.
no, I don't think they do that.
No, cunt. They use
Cunts?
cunt a lot. Yeah, and it's not considered a curse word there.
Oh, okay. So if
They
I
say it
call
all the
Thad,
time, and they say it casually. Yeah.
so if I call Thad a cunt, then that'll not be offensive because it's not offensive in British people, but it is
Yeah.
offensive to Australians.
I believe so. Yeah.
O-
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very strange.
Uh,
Strange people.
yeah. I'm basically just trying to come up with ways to semi offend that. Okay, and then Hazen Cruz just drops the N bomb. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Did he pay the reparations?
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I think I gotta contact the Cucksockers to see if I could commission or license their song to make as the theme song for our show. And then we'll have that as our
Cocksuckers?
yeah the Don't Say N Word song because
Oh yeah.
yeah it's a good song and it has a good message too.
It does.
Up until the
One that
reparations get paid.
One that all of us black people can get behind.
Yeah. I wonder how the Stereos reacted to that though.
I think he probably felt really conflicted because it's a message that he can agree with, but he kind of feels that something fishy is also going on.
Oh, so bad. The whole driver shaft incident was kind of uncomfortable. Oh, Cat is online now. Let me message him. Hold on. I'm just like, let's add this guy. Hopefully he joins. Oh man, what are we even talking about? Man, we gotta do something about this horrible suicide epidemic in Minecraft. It is It is.
Well, the only way to
It is sick.
prevent there's only one way to prevent suicide,
What is
and
that
that's
in Minecraft?
to kill them.
Well, I mean, I suppose that would technically stop it. I mean, are you sure you wouldn't want to like start up some programs telling people that like being fat doesn't make you fat or something like that?
I think it's more effective just to kill them in Minecraft
Yeah, it's not better to like
before
run
they can do it themselves.
like Dove ads in Minecraft, like things like where it's like, hey, we'll have this Minecraft soap ads where it's like, in Minecraft, even if you're fat, you can still play Minecraft and you'll be just as efficient as if you weren't fat, or something like
Well, I
that.
think the problem with that is that to be seen, the ads would have to be pretty big, and they would just climb them and jump off them.
Mm. Yeah, but it would also attract attention if that did happen, and then more people would see the message, the message of positivity that is given by these Dove ads in Minecraft.
With just a pile of corpses below it.
Well, no, you would have like the one, like and then when people look at that guy, that they would see the ad, and then they wouldn't want to commit suicide again.
Yeah, but that's assuming that they don't really want to kill themselves, and I don't know, like these kids really do, I think.
They really want to kill themselves in Minecraft.
Yeah, I think we just have to kill them first.
Yeah. Okay, so Cat didn't join yet. Maybe we should add him again and tell him that that if he doesn't join, that it's these kids, that it's his fault that these kids are dying in Minecraft.
Unless he's actively... he could be actively killing them right now.
Yeah, so...
But it doesn't say that he's playing Minecraft, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, Discord is not 100% effective in finding out what game you're playing. Well, one, you can trick it, and two, if you're not running, I believe, Windows, then it's basically like not going to be able to do what it needs to do to data mine you for all the...
Yeah, I have mine turned off. Just in case I want to play something dirty.
Sonic says... Okay, that phases here. Harmony David. What? Okay, what is this plant Pokemon thing that they're posting now? Is that another Pokemon? I thought they already had Gardevoir. Now they have this weird blackface plant lady Pokemon that people are jacking off to now.
Is that a Pokemon?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's a Pokemon. It's like something.
But if it's a plant, then like, wouldn't the tits be filled with like aloe vera or something?
I don't know. Is that Gardevoir is a plant type Pokemon that is also like things that like people jack off to? So I don't know. We might have to consult Kurt Reichenwald on this because he might have more information than we do. Because
I
mean, maybe I should
join the Dick Show Discord.
Maybe I should like straight up tweet him, see if Senpai notices me. We'll go on Twitter and do that. We don't really get a lot of responses on Twitter. I think that the fake Elon Musk... Well, then again, no, the fake Elon Musk hasn't really responded, and I think the... No. We're following the fake Neil deGrasse Tyson because the fake Elon Musk got banned. So...
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
is the fake Neil deGrasse Tyson also black?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, like, his avatar is black, so there's that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, his avatar is Neil deGrasse Tyson, so that's what that is.
Well, I mean, we have no reason to believe that he isn't the real Neil deGrasse Tyson.
It could be that Neil deGrasse Tyson is sock puppeting an imposter Neil deGrasse Tyson Twitter account so that he
or
can
maybe
get
he's sock puppeting as himself.
Yeah, he's sock puppeting as himself as like a fake Twitter account of himself so that he can get away with shitposting as himself, but people think that it's not really him.
If I thought he was actually really clever,
you know what?
I
mean, like, I guess that's why he's a scientist, because he's just smart enough to pull that thing off, which no one else could do. So that's why Neil deGrasse Tyson is super smart and scientists and stuff. Like, what does Neil deGrasse Tyson do again, other than talk about science? Like,
Sexual assault.
oh, okay. That sounds like a Borat joke. Um,
No, I mean, like 10 years ago, that would be a joke. Um, but in today's times, I'm looking it up right here.
okay.
Yeah, so in 2019, it is not a joke.
Ooh. All right. Let's change the topic to something else. So, yeah, you have birds, right? Just like that guy Waterboy. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but
So
I like our birds.
he doesn't like his
Well, it
birds.
sounds like if you get a shitload of them and you don't spend time with them, then yeah, they're just going to be noisy and drive you insane. But we have two, and they're well socialized, so
Yeah, okay.
yeah, they're pretty
Um,
cool.
my roommates have a bird. It likes to land on people's heads, and that's basically what it likes to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll usually do that by default.
Oh, they do it by default. Why is that?
It's just the highest place. It's a good landing spot for them. You just got to teach them to land on the shoulder instead.
But I mean, like there are things taller. They're like I don't know, bookshelves and stuff that they could land on instead, or like windowsills.
Yeah, but if they land in your head, it's because they want to like physically spend time with you.
Oh, because I don't even like because it's not my bird. It's like my roommate's, but it like I'll like walk into the room and it'll just like land on my head or something, and it's
Yeah,
like
it just wants to spend time with you.
yeah. At one point, I thought it was gonna try to like bite me, so I tried to dodge it, and I ended up like jumping into not a table, but like a it's this weird ledge. Like I have like a scar on my stomach now from diving out of the way like the first time the bird flew at me. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, it's
because
really rare that parrots will like fly and attack.
well, no,
If
it's
they
not a
fly to
parrot.
you, it's
It's
because
a parakeet. So it's like smaller
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's yeah. Because you know when I was a little kid, I had a parakeet that would sometimes bite people. So I'm like I don't know. I thought it was gonna try to like attack me or something. So you know I'm like all right, I gotta jump out of the way, and then like I jumped into like a ledge or like a fixture on in the kitchen, and yeah, now I got yeah,
Yeah, parrot. You don't need to worry about parakeets. They can barely draw blood.
yeah,
Some of the bigger ones, though, they could probably break a finger bone.
oh, the bigger ones.
Yeah, yeah, I think ours probably could. Its
Interesting.
beaks have crazy amounts of pressure.
Oh, so you have to
They let
train it
them
to
in your
not
ball
bite
sack.
people that are. You should train it to not bite people unless they're a bad guy. So it's like they'll only attack bad guys.
Well, if somebody broke in, they would make a shitload of noise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'd probably ward off the intruder.
Hmm. You might want to try also getting a dog too, so you can train the dog to like, you know, when the bird makes a lot of noise, then it'll know that there's an intruder, and then like the dog can attack the intruder, and then like have like the animal security system.
Maybe get a tiger too.
No, no, I think that like the dog bird combo might be a good like animal security system. Like we could sell that to different people.
Yeah.
You know what? That would be a good business, but then like you'd have to worry about like furries and shit, and like then like you know if a customer turns out to be a furry, then like what you have to like deny them service, and that's just like a lawsuit waiting to happen. It's not good.
Yeah. Or you'd have to preemptively filter them out.
Yeah.
So when they inquire about your selection, you ask them, you know,
Yeah, well, basically, what we need is like a furry credit store where, like, basically, like, it like you have a score based on like how furry you are, and like if your furry credit score goes above a certain limit, then like you're not allowed to have pets. Like,
well, I think to be more subtle about it, we just ask them questions that would indicate whether or not they're a furry. And if we find that
what you
they
show
are
them
a
a picture of
furry,
a dog and says, "Is this hot?" And then, like if they say yes, then they're a furry. Like,
yeah, something like that. But then when our system detects that they are a furry, we just return a message saying, "I'm sorry, we don't ship to your address."
Oh, okay. Very tactful and businesslike. That sounds very
Yeah.
good. You know, Hayes has a like alert sound thing that they do where it's like, well, I'm not gonna say it here because that would be bad for our stream. But if you listen to his Agoda series, he has he had a alarm. It's like a liar alert, right? So
Oh yeah, yeah.
you could just
I
replace
remember that.
liar with furry, and then that could just be an alarm that you could have. In fact, if you have animals, that would actually be useful for you too, because if a furry walks into your house, it would just be like furry alert, and then yeah.
I think what I would like more is Tyson Cruz's recorder and his horn.
The recorder and horn.
Yeah,
He actually played that a bit in the Gabe and Hazen series, which if Hazen,
that gets me every time.
yeah, did you watch that series? I like it.
I didn't. I saw it in the Godus ones though.
Yeah. The Gabe and Hazen is like a separate channel. However, their best one, my favorite ones at least, are when they're playing Earth Defense Force, because you know what, I'd say like the people who develop EDF should just hire them to like shill that shit, because they make it seem like a fun game to play. They make it seem like a game that you want to play because like they're talking about it, they get excited about the song that they sing. They like talking about like the Nintendo and shit like that, like the Wii and how the Wii U was a shit system. Like, yeah, I recommend it. Of course,
The Wii U makes me sad.
Huh?
The Wii U makes me sad just because I like the concept so much of a portable that is just a controller for another system.
If it could break away and be its like own portable thing, like that would have been good. Like if it was, I don't know, they could have just better integrated like the 3DS into like the Wii or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Which they kind of, yeah. But he talks about how he bought the Wii U like twice and like basically had no one to play with. Like, what? No, because like his friends were like saying that they were gonna buy it and then like they'd be able to play online and shit, and then so he bought one and then no one bought it, and so
And his
he had
friends
no one
all
to play with.
bought an Xbox.
Yeah, basically, and then like, so he sold it and then he bought it again because Smash Brothers was coming out. But then it turns out that like you couldn't really play Smash Brothers online because like they have this like weird friend code thing. Where,
Oh yeah.
yeah, so instead of like random matchmaking, they could have just made it so, like, if they're worried about like kidnappers and shit, they could have just made it so that like you can't like talk in a multiplayer game unless you have a friend code. You know what I mean? Like, could have done that.
That's true. Or they
Because I remember there was a controversy back in the day, like when the Nintendo DS had PictoChat, and there was this news show where they're saying, this advertises that it's only effective within 15 feet, but here I am, we're testing it at the other side of the mall, and I'm able to send a message to my friend on the other side. A kidnapper could use this to lure your kid to get kidnapped, like, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, like you're just gonna see this scruffy old man walking around with a Nintendo DS and a big erection, and trying to spell out
that's
me
horrible.
out the.
Oh man. Oh, that's worse than the video that Hazen Cruz was talking about. I don't even remember who that guy was, but yeah, he was playing Stardew Valley. Yesterday, there was another issue too as well. It was like, you kind of remember how we were having a lot of trouble in the beginning of the stream. It was,
Yeah.
I was trying to watch Twitch, and it would either be laggy, or like I'd have to try to close the app and open it again, and then so it'll be up to date. But then it would play an ad. And it's like, I thought that if you have Prime, you don't have to watch these ads and stuff, but...
Yeah, it's best to just get ad block.
Oh, I was using the mobile app. No, but the thing is, I have Brave on the computer, and it still doesn't suppress the ad, which, has a built-in ad block.
I think AdBlock Plus and Chrome takes care of the ads on Twitch.
Interesting. I mean, I usually don't use Chrome at home.
Yeah, I wish I didn't. I have some issues with it.
I use Brave because it's very similar to Chrome, but the thing is, when I'm at work, I don't care about if they're gonna just data mine my job. Google's gonna take all the information from my work and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are they gonna? They're gonna advertise. I mean, sell like the metadata of like my company to whatever. Like, I mean, all my clients use Windows anyway, so it's basically just a whole ton of metadata that's just being collected and sold. So I figure that I'll just use that for work, and then at home I'll just use whatever is not related to Google as much as possible, and then that'll be that.
Yeah, Opera's pretty good.
Opera is what V uses when he does streams, or at least that's what he did use. I don't know if he still does. Um, V is that
Oh yeah, yeah, the Romanian.
Yeah, he talks very differently from my friend from Romania. I have a friend who was from Romania, and yeah, they talk very very differently. I don't think V's accent like is a typical Romanian accent.
It's a. Didn't they say it was a gypsy accent?
Is he a gypsy?
I've heard him called a Romanian gypsy a few times.
That might be a
I don't
meme
know,
though,
that
because like
could
you know
just.
how like everybody's racist on the internet, so like they probably are
Yeah,
just trying to be edgy.
that's what I was thinking. But if he has a different accent, you know, maybe it's a gypsy.
Yeah,
Gypsies
maybe.
aren't they like more common in Europe? I mean, they're actually they're not just an insult; they're an actual group of people, kind of like the Amish, but
Yeah, except
very different.
I mean, I assume the reputation or the stereotype is that like they like to rip people off.
Yeah, but there's that I think a TLC show like My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding or something.
No, because like when I was taking Italian back in high school, and like we were learning about how like when foreigners go to Italy, gypsies would like try to distract them with these cardboard boxes, and then they would have other people try to pickpocket them while they're being distracted by these kids who are like waving around all these cardboard boxes to get their attention.
Cardboard boxes.
Yeah. They would like do something random with like have cardboard boxes and just like be like waving them around and like just acting all weird, and then the tourists would just be looking at like trying to figure out what's going on, and then someone else would just pickpocket them.
That someone was V.
I guess. You know what? I think the way we can find out is we just gotta find out the next time he's streaming, get on there, and then start asking him about the cardboard boxes. See if he knows anything about that.
Or we get him to watch a video where somebody is waving a cardboard box and see if he clutches his wallet.
Well, that would imply that he's defensive against gypsies then if he clutches his wallet. So.
Well, I'm sure they are, because I think gypsies steal from each other, don't they?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know much about gypsies other than what I've learned in Italian class.
Yeah, I think they steal from each other quite a lot. I think it's kind of like black on black crime.
Okay.
You know,
I mean, I think that in Europe they probably don't release statistics like that usually. So.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're getting. So I don't know. We'll just have to figure it out. And then yeah, we can do that, and then we can stop the Minecraft suicides by doing that. That should be good.
By killing everybody.
Or distracting them with cardboard boxes so that they'll be too distracted to go through what they're doing.
One person get a cardboard box block and start spinning it around. The other one go and collect some TNT.
Yeah. I guess that's one way to do it. Like, what is this? Washington Post: Neil deGrasse Tyson under investigation after accusations of sexual misconduct. Nor direct UTM term. Interesting. I didn't know about all that.
Yeah. So his things are astronomy and sexual assault.
Okay. I was gonna make a joke there, but it would have been too bad to make. It's very inappropriate.
Is it racial?
No, it's not. It's a reference to the honeymooners. It's not racial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black Science Man is. He did a Bill Cosby.
No. Oh. let's not talk about Bill Cosby there. We're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about it because. Yeah. Yeah, this is like, at this point, I feel like I'm probably sounding. I don't know if you've ever listened to the other shows that Dick was on, like Painkiller Already, where like they stream for fucking 4 hours, and they're all drinking. So like by like hour four, like they're barely talking because everybody's just like totally drunk, and like, and like you can even hear Dick. He's just like, he's very very slow in talking and also barely talking as well. It's pretty
Yeah,
funny,
I think I need to drink more. That's my
yeah.
issue.
Oh, okay. But yeah, it's getting kind of late, so I'm gonna end the stream now. Hold on a second.
So